Hey guys, it's me, Cs5. Welcome back to another video. Before we start today's video, please remember to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe and to ring the bell to be notified when I write upload, which is usually around the weekend time. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I'll see you guys in the outro. Bye! Hey guys, today I'll be explaining the IB result 2020 scandal. So if you don't know, this year on July 6th, IB students around the world, which is a total of 170,000 students around the world, get the results for their final IB DP results. This year, the results were different because the IB had to cancel their exams naturally because of the COVID-19 pandemic that's still going on in many countries around the world, which meant that the IB had to grade coursework and didn't have the final component available, which was their exams. Basically, students got their results and they were shocked. Many parents were angry, many teachers were shocked, and the reason why was there was a big discrepancy between the final mark and the predicted grade. So what's a predicted grade, you ask? A predicted grade is a grade that a teacher comes up with using academic evidence. So that can include essays, tests, quizzes, whatever they have at their disposal to use to create a predicted grade. The scale for most IB schools is 1 through 7, and also it's out of 45. So most students who were predicted a 7 ended up getting a 4. And these predictions are accurate. It's not like they're coming up with them on the spot. They even change them if they feel that it's not accurate before sending them to the universities. And they usually don't allow any student input, any parent input in them. It's solely the subject teacher coming up with this grade. And when the results came, students were heartbroken who predicted 7s got 4s. And same with students who predicted 30s and got 28 or 45 and got a 39. A lot of people were upset that they didn't get the grades they were predicted. And many schools, many teachers demanded that the IB be transparent. What did they use? And naturally, a lot of students came to the realization, oh my god, how could they have been able to grade it the same way? They lied to us. They said they were able to do it the same, but they can't. Because when you're missing the final percentage of the grade, which is the exam, you cannot grade people the same way. It's like a Mini Cooper. If I owned a Mini Cooper and I was driving down the street and I lose the 4th tire on the way, I'm not going to drive the same. Same with IB. They cannot drive their car the same. And so a lot of parents have been calling the IB saying what's going on. And the IB has done a lot of moves that have made them even more unpopular. So the first move they did was they just basically kept posting positive messages like, congratulations, class of 2020, you got your results. And we're trying to make it seem like nothing was happening. And when parents did call, the IB initially answered questions, but afterwards they said to their employees, nobody's allowed to answer any questions. So basically, instead of answering parents' calls, they would send them emails with long letters that basically said, deal with it, like, we don't know what's gone wrong. And then the IB released a statement saying that their system was fair and robust, even though a lot of schools and subject teachers have disagreed with them actively. And why is this a problem? Why should you care? Like, this is just a bunch of kids in an international school. Why should I care? These are over 170,000 students, and these final results determine their futures, which means they've lost their university placements. Because when they send the predicted grades, and when the students also send their applications and their interviews to the universities, they look at the predicted grades, they look at the application, and if everything matches up, they're like, great, we make you an offer. They say, okay, on this predicted grade sheet, it says you get 7s in science, you've been getting 6s in English, you've been getting 5s in art, or whatever subject people take for IB. And based on that, we make you a conditional offer, you meet it, you're in, you don't, you're out. And basically, because the IB has messed up people's grades, they've either lost all their university offers or they were failed by the IB as a whole, meaning they don't get their IB diploma. And this is a problem because this can follow people for the rest of their lives. If somebody is going for a job, they sometimes check your grades. And if you have poorer grades, you're less likely to get the job. Like, you would need the world's best CV to still get you a job if your grades aren't fantastic. And this is no fault of the schools, this is the fault of the IB. I'm gonna make this clear before anybody starts writing in the comments, schools are giving false predicted grades. They don't. Their predicted grades are accurate. They're based off of evidence, not thin air. And what's my opinion as an IB student? Well, I wasn't as affected as other students. I didn't lose my university offer. My grades are fine, except for one subject, art. I got downgraded a bit. My art teacher was like, what's going on here? But she was like, I'm glad Shiv can still get into university. We're okay. Like, my parents were happy. I got in without a conditional offer. It was unconditional. But other people I knew weren't as lucky. They lost their offers. Or they were failed by the IB, or they still got in, but they didn't get the scores they wanted. And that made a lot of students sad and angry and upset. And currently, I'm also angry. I'm very angry that the IB even did this. I'm like, seriously, you are a well-reputed organization for schools. You create some of the best curriculums on earth. Like, many universities like Oxford and Cambridge happily accept IB students because the IB is a very robust system. And they know that those who pass are the finest of them all in terms of academia. And even in terms of character, because we're made to do something called CAS, which is basically where you do service, activities, whatnot, and that basically helps your application look really good, and everybody does it everywhere. So it's not like the IB is a not well-known good school system. This is a world-class schooling system, and yet they have failed their students and taken away their futures. Many students have made petitions. Many students have started Instagram accounts where basically they collect student testimonies to prove that the IB has done something wrong. And there is evidence out there. There are many articles, there are many accounts, everything, like I said before, and petitions going around. There's a petition started by a young boy, his name is Ali. He was the first one who started an IB petition, I think. It's up to 15,000 signatures. He's demanding that the IB regrades all the papers, all the coursework, essentially, and recognizes their mistake. And even I started a petition because I was angry too. It's like, how can they do this to people? This is unfair. So if you want to sign my petition along with Ali's petition, I'll put the links to them both down below. So my petition is called Justice for IB Cohort 2020. Essentially, I want the same things as this boy. Ali wanted, I want justice for the class of 2020 that graduated from the IB system, and that they get their papers regraded and get their, maybe their university offers back. I'm not sure if that will happen. And for those of you who are watching who've been affected negatively, I sincerely apologize that you've had to experience this. Like, no 19 to 18-year-old to 17-year-old has to experience this. Like, this is wrong. Like, we live in a society that gives us so many privileges, so many perks, and then when that's taken away, it really stings. And I'm sorry you've had to go through this experience. And please take care of yourself. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your classmates. Please support people you know who've been affected. Even support if you don't go to an IB school, because this is a problem. If the IB does this and gets away with it, this may encourage bad behavior in other schooling systems. And we don't want that. We don't want this malpractice to continue in other systems. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and remember to ring the bell and comment down below if you enjoyed the video and if you found it interesting, and please share it with your friends. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!